A CFO terminated a 15-year solar PPA because their savings fell from 2 rupees per unit to negative 60 paisa in just 2 years. Shocking, right? But this was the exact case of a steel company based out of Maharashtra. They signed a solar PPA 2 years ago. CFO was happy, board was happy. They were getting 2 rupees saving per unit. In just 2 years, it went to negative 60 paisa. Why? Because the cross subsidy surcharge and additional surcharge increase in the state impacted their savings. They figured out they couldn't study the regulation at that point of time very well. They couldn't get into a structure which was a captive structure. They got into a third party structure. Not this CFO. I've seen multiple CFOs studying project cost, IRR, but they don't study the regulations that well. So that's why I decided to make this video, give you a risk framework. Using this, you can study the regulation of a state before you sign your next PPA and then end up terminating it. So if you are ready, let's get started and understand this risk framework in detail. So R in risk stands for regulatory stability. So for any state you are signing a PPA, study the regulations in that state. For last 5 years, 10 years, you study the charges, open access charges, transmission charges, wheeling charges, their trend. Are they going up, going down? How has been the banking mechanism over the last 3 to 5 years? How is it likely to be in future? Because trust me, the regulations can swing your IRR easily by 2 to 3% if studied wrong. Once you have done R step, move to the second step, which is I, stands for incentives and waivers. Check in the state what kind of incentives that you are getting, what are the waivers that you are getting, for how much period it is available. For example, UP has the electricity duty waiver available, but it is available for 10 years from the date of signing of PPA. It is not for next 25 years. Similarly, many other states are giving an electricity duty waiver, but study for how much period is it available, because that matters, and model that in your financial calculation and check what is the impact it will have on the IRR. Once you have done this, move to a third step, which stands for surcharge exposure. Check how much is the cross subsidy surcharge today, how much is the additional surcharge, how have been their trend over the last 10 years, what is the impact it has on the landed cost of solar or wind solution, because trust me, 20-30% variation in surcharge is possible and this can erode your IRR or savings altogether. So you have to model that the sensitivity in your financial model. Check what is the variation it has on your project return. Once you have done this, move to the step number 4, which is knowledge of structure. So you need to know what kind of financial structures are available. There are 3 famous structures: capex, captive, and third party. In third party, the cross subsidy and additional surcharge are applicable, whereas in capex and captive, they are not applicable. So study which structure that you want to go for, because in captive and capex you will have to make investment, get a cross subsidy additional surcharge waiver, whereas in third party you don't have to make any investment, but you don't get a waiver on cross subsidy and additional surcharge. So you should have a deep knowledge on all 3 structures and accordingly decide which structure to go for. And trust me, if you apply this risk model, you can decode the regulations completely. You can de-risk from the regulations completely and achieve the returns that you have projected. The steel company CFO ignored this risk, and that's why their savings fell from 2 rupees positive to negative 60 paisa. And if you really want to mitigate this risk, then follow this risk framework holistically. Don't just chase rupees per unit savings, understand the math behind. So if you are evaluating solar wind solution in your state, and want to know the risk behind it, want to know the regulatory risk, want us to run this risk model for you, then I have a special invitation for you. This invitation is to book one-on-one consulting call with me and my team. This will be 1 hour call, but trust me, this 1 hour will give you 10x value. So if you're excited to book consulting call with us, click on the link below, book it, and I look forward to see you in that meeting along with my team. I hope you found value in this video. I look forward to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.